everybody, it's Rexanna. We're here in the kitchen today, and what we're going to be doing is we are going to be making some toothpaste. In the past, I have made some tooth powder, and I did a combination of things in the past. I made some tooth powder and used it, and then I did some oil pulling, and I really wasn't really happy with that. It seemed to be every day going in there became more of a chore to me, and then I got sloppy with what is called my sanitation and my hygiene. Like I just started putting my toothbrush into my powder, which is very unhygienic. It's not very sanitary. Anyway, I found out after talking to several people, they did the same thing. And I got sick, and when I got sick, it was just a cold. It wasn't anything major, but I had brushed my teeth while I was sick. And I know I'm just being real open with everybody, but I think sometimes if we're open and we're honest, we're very transparent. I think a lot of people do the same thing, but they just don't ever talk about it. And the reason that I'm saying this is because after going back into my bathroom, I thought to myself, I'm just spreading germs. Even though it's me, I'm still, all these germs. I was cleaning the bathroom and I just got my toothbrush and I threw it away. And I keep clean toothbrush, I keep clean ones. You know, I buy brand new ones, and I periodically will throw my toothbrush away even after I clean it. But I thought, and I just threw the whole mess away. And I went and bought some toothpaste because I was just tired of doing that. And I thought maybe that's the reason I got sick. So to start this video off, I'm trying to say I learned from the old way that I did it, and I'm starting fresh. And the reason I'm doing this is because sometimes if we can just learn from what we did in the past and start fresh and get some good fresh ideas, say, hey, I learned, but now I'm going to do this a better way, and I'm going to share what I learned and how we can keep from possibly our mistakes. We have to learn from our mistakes. And so today I'm going to make like a toothpaste. I'm going to combine everything all together, and hopefully you'll enjoy this. And sometimes when we think we're buying a really good product, I'm going to put my hand over that, we find out that it might not be the best product on the market. So yes, we do research, and yes, we find out, no, it's not really that good. And sometime back, there was these little marks on the end telling us, hey, that's got the most chemical. I come to find out when I did my research, these little things, it's very controversial too. This one is supposed to be considered, yes, it has fluoride in it, but there's a lot of other chemicals. This right here, if you were to just do a Google search, this is very controversial, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. There is a mark that says that it's all natural, but what is all natural? You have to be your own judge and do your own research, because even in the places that it was saying it was all natural, there's still a lot of chemicals. What is the chemical? What is safe that you want to put in your own body? And I'm going to leave it at that, because this, I'm not going to be using this anymore. But I was using it thinking it was fairly safe, but it's really not for me, for my body. And you have to be the own judge for your household, for your body. And there may be somebody in your household that says, I'm not going to use that. But you have to leave them alone until they're ready and until they say, okay, I'm ready to use the all natural stuff. This is the recipe that I come up with that I think that I'm going to enjoy, because it was partly what I was using, but I had it over here and then over there. I had broke it into two. Now I'm going to combine the two, but I'm going to make it a little bit cleaner. So without further ado, you have to start off with something. I was using the other that had sodium in it, and that had also, it was not, it had aluminum in it. So you want something that's completely free of aluminum, and you want something that's completely free of sodium. And this is baking soda is what it is, but it doesn't, it's from an herb and botanical company, and I'll list it in the description of this video. It's non-GMO, and it's got all that other stuff, no sodium, and it's sodium bicarbonate. It's baking soda is what it is. And I'm just going to start off. You first want to make sure that your whole area is very clean. I disinfected this. I gave it time to dry out. I'm completely clean. My hands are completely clean. You really want to make sure that your whole area is clean. I'm just going to use, just to start out, because you want to make sure you have a clean, this is like 4 ounces. It's a ball jar, and you have a lid. And make sure that's all clean. Now, you can be kind of, I mean, that's a tablespoon, and I'm going to start out with about roughly 2 tablespoons. You could do 3. Depends on if you have a family, how much you're making. This is going to be for me, and I don't want to have a whole lot because I'm not going to be using preservatives. But if you have like 4 or 5 kids and they're all going to be running in there using it up in a week, you might want to do it for a little bit longer than that. I am going to be using some essential oils, so you might want to think about that as well. But I'm also going to put in, you're going to be using a little bit of salt. You can use the pink Himalayan salt, or you can be using your sea salt. These have trace minerals in them. They're very, very good for your teeth. And they do go along with the, you need some sort of trace minerals. They will help your teeth. And I'm just going to use like a little dash, and I'm going to use a little dash of each. Now you want something like something fine. You don't want anything coarse. And if you get something really coarse and big, it could actually hurt your gums. So you don't want something like really extremely coarse. You want something really fine. Okay, and all you have to do is just kind of mix that in there. I just mix things as I go along. Okay, so we have those 2 things out of the way. And this right here is about as pure as you're gonna get. Those two things that have no iodine. Those trace minerals, our body needs trace minerals. Our body needs to have those 2 things in them. I got my aloe vera out, and I haven't done this. This is the inner leaf. This will help tighten your gums. It's kind of in a way, and I've heard people say that olive leaf, or not olive leaf, but aloe vera gel has a property that does do a little bit of preserving. So it's an all-natural preservative, but I haven't done all my research on it, but I will just put that out there until I do further. I might do this in my next batch, but you may do some research on your own about aloe vera gel. And that has to come in the purest form. It's a skin moisturizer, and it also is good for all. Now this has to be the type that you can ingest. You know, it can't be the gel that you buy off the store shelf. Okay, now the next thing that I really love, and we're going to wait for just a minute. We're going to put our essential oils in, and the essential oils that you choose for your family have to be the essential oils. They have to be organic. They have to be from a reputable source, and they also have to be the kind that you can ingest. They can't be the type that you get real cheap from a store that you don't trust, that you don't really know. You can't just rush out and buy something that is a fragrance oil. Don't get the fragrance oils. Get the kind that are organic, that are from somebody that you can say, I'm gonna make something and I'm gonna put it in my mouth. I may not swallow it, but would these hurt me if I put them inside my mouth? Make sure you communicate with somebody, and if they say, oh, they're perfectly safe to make toothpaste with, then you might want to go ahead and get that. But peppermint is a really good, I've made a lot. I use this one company, they're called Remnant Ready, and it is a great source of essential oils. But tea tree is another one, because if you have any kind of things going on in your mouth, it's a great cleaning oil. I mean, but I'm also like, I love cinnamon. Cinnamon is really good. You don't want to go too heavy on cinnamon. But cinnamon is a great oil. I mean, it's so, oh my gosh. This here, if you smell it, so divine. So I'm going to put a couple of drops, like 4. Okay. So let's just kind of, boy, that smells good. Cinnamon smells good. And you can, I would not mix cinnamon and peppermint together, just because of the fact that they're two really strong smelling. I would just do one or the other. But cinnamon, boy, that's gonna make your mouth smell so good. That's pretty strong. And I'm only gonna put like 1 drop of tea tree. And you think, 1 drop? 2. Okay. So tea tree is kind of like a medicine. To me, that smells more medicine-y. But it's gonna work kind of like a medicine. But the what am I trying to say here? The good smelling part, and it has properties in it that are gonna be working for your gums. I may put 1 more drop of the cinnamon bark. It's not cinnamon leaf, it's cinnamon bark. That's why it's so strong. Want to be careful. Okay, actually 2 drop, because it just comes out so fast. Okay, so what's going to happen here is, and I don't know if you can see this, I'm just mixing this before I put my coconut oil in there, because you want to make sure you're kind of like making a cake in a way. You want to make sure, like when you're making a cake, you mix all your dry ingredients together. And although you have a few oils in here, you just want to make sure you get it dispersed into your dry ingredients really, really good. And for those who've never made a cake, I'm sorry, I don't know any other way to say it, but you're just trying to get this mashed. Let me see if I can bring you over here. This is like the only way that I know. I'm kind of mashing, and I'm kind of just really, and I wished these videos were like where you could smell, because I'm telling you, this smells like heaven right now. Just, I'm probably put, what, 4, 5, 6 of the cinnamon. I put like 2 of the tea tree. And by accident, I put 6 of the cinnamon bark. Okay? And that may not seem like a lot. There's little bitty red dots. I don't know if you can see. It's the cinnamon. Okay. So what we're gonna do, and like I said, you could put peppermint in there. This peppermint's gonna be like totally awesome. Okay, so I figure we're gonna start out with 1 tablespoon. You could use a teaspoon. I want you to see the difference. You can use 1 teaspoon or you could use 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna use a tablespoon of your organic coconut oil. It's the Expeller Press. And I use kind of a lot of coconut oil. I kind of am a fan of coconut oil. I would use it a lot more if it wasn't for my husband. He's just not a real big fan. I am. I love the taste, I love the smell, I love everything about it. So we're gonna kind of see how this makes into a paste, because I've had toothpaste that I bought through another company that is no longer with us. I don't know why. I don't know what the story was, but they had black charcoal and they mixed it with their toothpaste. And it was not really a favorite of mine. I didn't like having black teeth. But they had coconut and black charcoal, and they had a mint flavor. Didn't like it. I bought it one time, and I thought to myself, well, if I have to go back and buy it again, but I just didn't like the black charcoal, or the, what is it called? Activated charcoal. And I thought, I don't really want that activated charcoal, but I guess I'm gonna have to put some more. I'm not gonna bore you with that. So we're going to let's see. I don't know if you can see how it's coming together. It's coming together. I want mine to be a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna put just a little bit more. And you have to think about, this is gonna be, so I didn't make it a whole tablespoon. I just used probably about a half. But what you're gonna do is you're going to, let me make sure I'm going by my ingredients here. Oh, you can use myrrh as well. I've got my salt, my baking soda, my essential oils. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about another ingredient that is really good. Okay, see how this is kind of turning out to be a little creamier? Yeah. Okay, that's looking better. See how that's whipping up? It still smells really good. Okay. The ingredient, you might ask, why coconut? Why this? Okay, this right here, I was doing oil pulls. And for those of you who don't know anything about oil pulling, you could put a whole spoon of this or even half of that in your mouth in the morning before, after you brush your teeth. And what that's gonna do, that helps you fight all the bacteria that's in your mouth. You can put it in there for a minute. Some people are so obsessed with oil pulling, they leave it in there for 5 whole minutes. It will get in there with all your own saliva. And what it does is it brightens up your teeth, takes all the discoloration. Now this takes about a couple of weeks to a month to 2 months. Takes all the tartar off, takes the plaque off. It will take all the gingivitis. It tightens up your gums. You don't swallow it. You do not swallow it. You have to have a lot of self-control. I had a hard time keeping it in my mouth without swallowing it because I would have to lean forward. And it's very hard. You have to have a lot of self-control. Oil pulling, you swish it forward and backward, forward and backward, forward and backward, and then you spit it out in the trash can. What it does is oil pulling, it's getting all the stuff off of your gums, getting all that, and then the better you do it every day. Some people do it twice a day. Some people do it in the morning and at night. And we get a lot of bad bacteria off of our teeth. And what the organic coconut oil does is it's an antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-this, anti-that. And what it does is it tightens up your teeth, tightens up your gums. It helps your teeth become stronger. And a lot of people will put the calcium carbonate, which is what you get from eggshells, your calcium, and I'm not putting that in here because a lot of this is going to be coming from my coconut oil, and a lot of this that I use will help me when I'll leave it on my gums for about maybe 30 seconds or so. I'm not going to be brushing like vigorously to take all that stuff off my, the shiny stuff off my teeth. I'm just going to be using a really good oil, and the oil is what's going to help my teeth. So anyway, that's the long and short of it on the oil and the oil pulling. And it used to just really, I have a really high gag reflex or whatever. And so I didn't really enjoy oil pulling. I did it about 2 or 3 times a week. It took everything out of me to get that done. But I do like brushing my teeth with coconut oil. And so I tried to combine it, but I didn't do a very good job. Now I'm doing it this way. I feel very confident, and that's why I bought the all natural toothpaste that I could find, but it had activated charcoal in it, and I was like, I hate this. And I know there's a place for activated charcoal, but I didn't enjoy that. So this here, and I know y'all don't need to know all that information, and I'm gonna get better on my videos about talking about all that stuff. Sorry, I had to tell you that, but I don't know if that's why that company, they just didn't make it anymore or what, but I saw all that stuff and I thought, no, I don't want it. You can put this down in your little jar, and the thing that I wanted to talk about was how to make this cleaner. Now you can buy and I have some, I just forgot to bring it over. And I just want to remind you how good this smells, because this smells so divine. And I think what helps people to use this, what helped me to use it, it was powder. And we'll get all this out of the way, I'll clean that up. Is the smell. The smell, you want your teeth to smell really good afterwards. You can get something like this. You could get a little plastic, you could get a little jar and have those little spoons in it, because you don't want to dip your toothbrush, okay? You want to put a label on it and put toothpaste, your name, your kids' names. But what I'm saying is get a little jar, a little cup, anything, and have all the little, and I'm just going to use what I have here. And you can even use this. And the little plastic spoons, the little Dixie cups, but they also make little plastic spoons. And you can use that in a cup like this. You're not even looking. All you have to do, excuse me, that's my dog. He's crying. Somebody's here, probably my husband. And you have this properly labeled. You can make a, what's really nice is, say you have one son or one daughter that don't like the cinnamon, you can make peppermint. And while you're making each person's individual flavor, or say you've made your own particular flavor, spearmint, peppermint, whatever, and cinnamon, I mean, or you can make the whole family. But what you can do after you have, this is about halfway there. It's very inexpensive when you buy all your ingredients, and say toward the end of the week or month or whatever, you get this out, and you can be the one that dips it on each person, but you can just dip it up, and you can refrigerate this and let it get hard, or you can just keep it on the counter, because it's not going to be going bad, because this stays in your cabinet. There's no cooking involved. This took, actually, I'm doing most of the talking. You can do this in a matter of minutes, 5 or 10 minutes actually. And then you're not dipping their toothpaste in there, and it stays clean and it stays sanitized. That's what I'm gonna do to keep it clean. And when they get sick, you can either put hydrogen peroxide in each little Dixie cup and put their toothbrush in it to disinfect it, or you could just get them a clean toothbrush. That's what I was trying to talk about in the beginning, because it's very important that we keep our mouth and our oral care really clean. And this does not have fluoride in it. I did want to do a talk about the effects that fluoride can have on your bones, the effects that fluoride can have, the reason that we're not supposed to drink tap water. But I didn't really want to go into it for time's sake of this video. But if you did want to contact me, you can contact me, and I'll be happy to share that report with you. It's about 135 pages long, and I do have my website up running now. It's pastpresentherbs.com. I'll be leaving it in the description of this video, and along with this video, I'm not going to be leaving the recipe in the description anymore. I will be leaving it on my website. So anybody that wants to visit my website, I will also have this on my website, this recipe, so you can go to my website, visit my website, and this recipe with a lot of other information, a lot of other great videos will be there. I'm going to start putting some cooking videos and some other great teaching videos as well. So thank you so much. This is Rexanna with Past Present Herbs. And thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.